Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I wanted to talk about a couple of Korean words that I think are important for new K-pop fans to know. You will almost always learn these pretty fast anyway, but I feel like explaining what they mean is a lot easier than going like a year trying to figure it out. Though I don't know anybody who's actually gone a year without knowing what these mean. I thought I would just shorten that time a little bit more. I do want to say two things before I get started, and then we'll just get started. Firstly, I am not an expert at Korean whatsoever. I'm not teaching Korean in this video. I'm giving definitions of these words. It's not me saying like, I am the best Korean speaker in the world. I've been teaching myself for 3 years, but I took like a year-long break, so I've forgotten a lot of what I knew. But you know, I know a lot of words. I remember a lot of words, but not so much like the grammar and all that kind of like more complicated stuff. So I'm not trying to tell anybody like you need to know how to speak Korean to be a K-pop fan. I'm just telling you what these words mean because you will come across them at some point. And they might confuse you if you have no knowledge of Korean when you go into liking K-pop at first. The second thing I wanted to say is I chose words that are pretty specific to the K-pop industry, although you will hear them elsewhere because they are Korean words, so you'll hear them in like dramas and stuff too, but they relate to the K-pop industry, so that's why I chose them. So these words are not, you know, solely existent just because of K-pop, but you'll hear them more often as a K-pop fan than probably anything else. Though, again, they are in like dramas and stuff occasionally. So, the first word is a word that I hope you won't hear very often, but it does come up kind of a lot, unfortunately. Sasaeng is the word for someone who is overly obsessed or basically like a stalker. This word is not often used in context of like someone who's a fan of an idol or a group, because this is just a whole different level of fan, if you do want to call it that. This is more somebody who isn't concerned with other people's safety and are kind of mentally unstable, if you ask me. This is the kind of person that will break into a celebrity's hotel room and plant cameras or take pictures of things. Those have really happened. They're the kind of people that will chase down cars that have celebrities in them and not care about almost causing accidents or actually causing accidents because they just want pictures of the idol or whoever. The next two words relate to each other and are not specific to K-pop. You will hear them in dramas. But again, you'll hear them quite a lot in K-pop too. Firstly, we have sonbae. Sonbae is kind of a word for like someone older than you, like a senior person, not necessarily an elderly person, but say a K-pop group debuted in 2012. Any group that debuted before them is their sonbae. That's their older counterparts. If you're in high school, if you're a sophomore or a junior or a freshman, the senior. But also there is Hubei. Now Hubei is that group that debuted in 2012 is the Hubei of every group that came before them. If you're a freshman in high school, you are the Hubei of the sophomores, juniors, and seniors. That kind of thing. This next word is also not specific to K-pop, but you will hear it a lot. Aegyo is a form of basically just being cute, or as a way to appeal to somebody in order to like kind of get something that you want, but not always in that context. Like you really want to go somewhere, but your mom is saying no, you would kind of be like, please, you know, begging her. It's a little more exaggerated than that. It's like being cute to get what you want, or just being cute just to be cute, I guess. You'll see a lot of idols do it on variety shows. Next is another word that's not specific to K-pop, but has become kind of a coined term in K-pop, I guess. Maknae. Maknae is the youngest member in a group, or just the youngest person in general. As an example, I am the youngest in my family, so I would be considered the maknae. It's not always the youngest member that is the maknae, it's just whoever is youngest among the ones that are there. Take EXO, for example. Sehun is the maknae, but if Sehun wasn't there, Kai would become the maknae. The last two words also kind of relate to each other. The first is 화이팅, or fighting. It can be said either way. I chose 화이팅 because it's the Korean version, and this is me talking about Korean words. It is a kind of a cheer, like, you know, fighting, like good job, like good luck, I'm rooting for you kind of thing. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. And last word, like I said, in relation to 화이팅 is 짱. 짱 is more like an exclamation of happiness, I kind of think is the right way to describe it. Like I said, I'm not like an expert at Korean, and just because I've been studying it for a few years doesn't mean I know everything. I would say I know, at the peak of when I was learning it, I would say I got to like 3% of the language, but I'm not so sure I'm there anymore because like I said, I've forgotten a lot. But this is my attempt at trying to help some new fans. I didn't include words like oppa or Nuna or anything like that because I've done a video like that on my old channel and got some pretty rude responses from it. I just want to help people learn, and if I have knowledge that maybe somebody else doesn't, then I want to teach them. That's all. I'm not sure if I even really explained these well enough, but hopefully I did, and hopefully, like I said, I helped somebody. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about in a video, feel free to leave a comment and I will do my best to do it if I can, if it's a topic I can talk about. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.